kind of hard to do all this with one hand and try to film shit.
Would you like get a meal?
Hello.
Would you like
It's all good. So as you guys can see, getting the carburetor put back on the 66 eventually. It's my lovely wife, Nikki. Hello. A lot of people don't know the story behind this Chevelle. I actually got this car in, what was it, 92? My dad got this for me. Of course, I had to pay for it later, but he picked it up for me in 92. I would have been 19 or 20. Anyways, we got it off one of his buddies that had the car since, I think he was the second owner on this car. And both his kids drove it through college, high school and college. And yeah, we got it. And had a 283 and a Power Glide in it. And it was, this car is the car I've wanted since I was a kid. And my neighbor next door to my grandmother had a 66 Chevelle SS. I think it was a 396 4-speed car, black. And ever since then, I just knew I had to have one. So at the time, I had a 67 Nova Super Sport. And then this was kind of the stocker 2-barrel car that I drove, you know, to work and stuff like that. And even my wife drove it back then. We were dating. But yeah, this is just something I've always wanted. So anyhow, got the carburetor back on. Changed the power valve. Trying to get it to not be so fat at idle. So I changed the idle bleed right there, those two on the outside, and then these two little guys in here that were a pain in the ass. But yeah, got it all done. Changed the power valve because you know, it's got a little bit of a chopper cam in it, so it has kind of some low vacuum. But we'll see if we can clean up the fatness at idle a little bit with those idle air bleeds. So anyways, just putting this thing back. Also, this car I've had since 92, and basically after my dad passed away in 97, it just kind of sat in my garage. You know, I just kind of, I don't know, I kind of lost interest in building it, and you know, it is what it is. I had kids in 99, and you just kind of, you know, things change. So got this thing running about, I don't know, 5 years ago. In between those periods of time, I had swapped the engine, pulled the 283 out, put just a warmed over 350 in it, and that was pretty much it. Put a rebuilt transmission, turbo 350, and a, you know, B&M, I don't know, whole shot converter, whatever's in there. But yeah, so we dropped in this 350, and a few years ago I bought these. I don't have much into the engine. I didn't want to go out and build an engine, so I found these cheap Pro-Max aluminum cylinder heads online. Read a few reviews on them, saw a couple YouTube videos where some guy actually saw cut these in half, the cylinder heads in half, and showed the quality of the aluminum in the heads. And it blew me away because the quality of the heads, as far as the aluminum was the same as, you know, at the time, like AFRs. I mean, he welded to them and did all the tests on the aluminum. Only thing I can say about the you know, obviously AFRs are amazing. I'd love to have a set. But for this engine, I didn't feel like spending, you know, a couple $1,000 on cylinder heads, so I spent $800. You know, the machining could be a little bit better, but they seem to flow pretty good. Woke the engine up a bit. I changed out the intake manifold, put a different carburetor on it, and got it back on the road. So yeah, we're just going to cruise it. Eventually I'm going to build a different engine for it. I don't know if I'm going to do LS or if I'm going to go with something else, but yeah, we got a 700R for it in my brother's shop that needs to be thrown in here, and then I've got the 10 bolt. Just got to get it put back together and set up and put in the car. So 700R with 390 gears, posi, it should do okay. I'm gonna probably put a plate under it and maybe 100 to 125 shot of nitrous, so we can at least try to get the car into I don't know, into the 12s if I can. I mean, it's not a light car, but we'll see what it does. So, and we ended up putting disc brakes on it, conversion kit. It's pretty much just a simple car. I don't have any fancy, you know, I don't have any fancy suspension under it, you know, crazy wheels and tires, LS with twin turbos, nothing crazy, but it's still a fun car to work on. So I'm just gonna keep tinkering with it and get this thing running. Still cold though. I don't see any leaks. I like electric chokes though. It's still pretty cold. Still seems pretty cold, but it's alright.